From the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now, the latest news.
Kylie Conway has the latest news. The top headlines. News you can use.
Please stand by.
Sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling. Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for Tuesday, January 26th. Pretty dreary morning. It's not going to get a whole lot better today. There is a shot of a rain-snow mix throughout the day this afternoon, but there are better chances for that farther north. Highs are going to climb into the low 40s. And now to a family tragedy. We now know the suspect arrested in the shooting that left 5 people and an unborn child dead is the 17-year-old son of one of the victims. That's according to a family member. That person tells News 8 the 17-year-old is the son of Raymond Childs Jr. and stepson of Kezzy Childs. It was another source close to the family who says there was a fight in the family home that may have led to the shooting. News 8's Sierra Hignite spoke with friends of the family.
Police have arrested a 17-year-old boy in a shooting that killed 4 members of a family and a pregnant woman who was carrying the child of one of the other victims.
I don't know what goes through a person's mind. I don't know what kind of lie they listen to in their head that would tell them that pulling the trigger on anybody, but especially on this many people, is the right thing to do. I don't think I really want to know, to be honest with you.
Those killed in the shooting have been identified as 42-year-old Kezzy and Raymond Childs Jr., who were the parents of the household, 13-year-old Rita Childs, 18-year-old Elijah Childs, and 19-year-old Kiara Hawkins, who was pregnant with Elijah's child. Hawkins and her baby both died at the hospital.
I know everyone in the city right now is just wondering what is going on. Why is this happening, especially in the middle of a pandemic? It is just very devastating that we have to wake up to something like this in the morning.
Police discovered the bodies after they found a teen boy who had been shot walking on East 36th Street. A family friend tells News 8 that the teen was also the son of Kezzy and Raymond Childs. Police say that the boy led them to the home on Adams Street.
I think this one is one that will be one that I remember the rest of my career.
Police say that the shooting is not random. However, they are not giving any details about how the 17-year-old suspect is connected to the family.
So I knew that young man, the young man who's supposedly been arrested. I don't know what didn't happen with him, but I knew him from the music scene, the music industry with my son from a couple years back.
While Chief Taylor has called this shooting a different kind of evil, police have not laid out exactly what they believe happened. That's expected to change, though, later this week.
Within the next couple of days, I think that we'll see more of the information come out that'll give you a very clear picture about what happened and where we are.
I'm Sierra Hignite for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.
We are expecting police to release more information later in the week. The 17-year-old suspect who was arrested could be tried as an adult, as he does face possible multiple murder charges. The Minnesota Department of Health is reporting the country's first documented case of the Brazil variant of COVID-19. The department says it found the Brazil P1 variant in a specimen from a Twin Cities metro area resident who had recently been to Brazil. That person got sick during the first week of January. According to the state's health department, there are now a total of 8 cases of the UK variant in that state as well. And the CDC is reporting that more than 19 million people have received their first dose of the coronavirus vaccine in the United States. The agency tweeted that more than 3.3 million people are fully vaccinated against COVID-19. The map on the CDC's website, it shows that a total dose administered in each state. The darker the state means the more doses that have been given. Indiana on that map is a lighter blue. And according to the state health department, 440,822 people have gotten their first dose and 100,019 are fully vaccinated. And the number of new COVID-19 infections is dropping across the United States. Experts say that's not because of the vaccine, at least not yet. According to the CDC, there could be a delay in case reporting from the holiday surge. Fewer than 6% of Americans have received that first dose of the vaccine, and less than 1% are fully vaccinated.
We want to keep going, get a lot of people vaccinated, but I don't think the dynamics of what we're seeing now with the plateauing is significantly influenced yet.
Many states are reporting struggles with supply, not meeting the vaccine demand. And President Biden is hoping for some bipartisan agreement between lawmakers in D.C. on his major COVID-19 relief package. The $1.9 trillion plan sets aside funds for things like stimulus checks to most Americans, housing assistance, and increased unemployment benefits. Some Democrats say they favor a more expensive proposal, while some Republicans say they're against it. First, hear from Democratic Senator Mark Warner, then Minority Leader Republican Senator Mitch McConnell.
Tens of millions of Americans who are really on the economic precipice. There are thousands of businesses, particularly restaurants, who are on the verge of going out of business.
Any further action should be smart and targeted, not just an imprecise deluge of borrowed money that would direct huge sums toward those who don't need it.
If both sides can't come to an agreement, Democrats may pursue what's called a reconciliation. It's a controversial legislative process that would allow parts of the bill to pass through the Senate with a majority vote. And McConnell and Majority Leader Chuck Schumer have come to an agreement on power sharing the evenly split Senate. Here's a breakdown of that agreement. It allows Democrats to take control of key committees. Both parties will have equal representation of those panels. McConnell originally demanded that Democrats first promise not to dismantle the filibuster, which is a tactic often used to stall legislation. McConnell released a statement overnight. Part of it says, 2 Democrat senators publicly confirmed they will not vote to end the legislative filibuster. They agree with President Biden's and my view that no Senate majority should destroy the right of future minorities of both parties to help shape legislation. And a confirmation hearing on Capitol Hill for President Biden's pick for Secretary of Commerce is slated for today. Rhode Island's Governor Gina Raimondo will go in front of senators. The hearing is scheduled to start at 10 o'clock this morning. Another cabinet member confirmation made history yesterday. The Senate approved the president's nomination of Janet Yellen as Treasury Secretary. Yellen is the first woman to hold the position in the department's 232-year history. She's a former chair of the Federal Reserve and has been a supporter of more coronavirus relief packages. Yellen is the 3rd member of Biden's cabinet confirmed by the Senate. A government watchdog will investigate whether Department of Justice officials tried to overturn President Joe Biden's election win. According to a statement released by the Department of Justice Inspector General, his office will investigate whether any DOJ official engaged in an improper attempt to have DOJ seek to alter the outcome of the 2020 presidential election. The probe will include current and former agency officials. The investigation comes after reports from the New York Times and Wall Street Journal that former President Trump attempted to use his Justice Department to challenge the results. Senators will be sworn in today as jurors in the second impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump. President Biden provided his most extensive comments on the trial, telling CNN, quote, "I think it has to happen." The president went on to say there would be a worse effect if it did not happen. There are still questions that need to be answered, like whether Democrats will seek witnesses and how long the trial will take. House Impeachment Manager Representative David Cicilline says even as Trump's term has passed, he still needs to be held accountable.
A president is responsible from the first day in office to the last day in office for their conduct, and we have a constitutional responsibility to hold this former president accountable and to proceed with the trial in the Senate.
And the former president is accused of inciting the insurrection on the January 6th breach of the Capitol building. It happened as Congress was certifying the Electoral College votes. The trial will begin the week of February 8th. Also today, President Biden is focusing on equity with a list of executive orders. CNN's reporting that the orders will create a policing commission and reinstate policy on the transfer of military equipment to local law enforcement. Biden wants to establish steps to improve prison conditions. The president also plans to sign a memorandum promoting equitable housing policies. Also today, the Senate's expected to confirm President Biden's nominee for Secretary of State Antony Blinken. Many lawmakers, including some Republicans, say they wanted Biden's national security team to be in place as quickly as possible. Blinken served under President Obama, and that hearing is set for noon. Back here in Indiana at the State House, today there will be a discussion of delivery robots. FedEx brought its new autonomous delivery vehicle downtown yesterday for lawmakers to see it in action. It's called Roxo. I believe it's Roxo. I've looked everywhere for a pronunciation of this thing, but it is ROXO. The technology is designed to help with the influx of online shopping. According to FedEx, Roxo can deliver smaller packages to homes and businesses. Now, House Committee is considering legislation to allow the robots to operate in Indiana. FedEx has tested Roxo in 4 cities so far. It is zero emission and battery powered. Now to business headlines. Nearly 20% of renters in America are behind on their payments. The typical delinquent renter now owes $5,600, being nearly 4 months behind on their monthly payment, according to a new analysis. This also includes utilities and late fees. $57 billion is owed by just more than 10 million renters. Delta and Alaska Airlines say employees won't have to have a COVID vaccine to fly on its planes. However, employees who work international flights may end up having no choice. Several countries have indicated they'll pass laws requiring vaccinations for all passengers and air crews entering their countries. United has said its employees will have to get the vaccine. Google says it will open up select facilities for use as a vaccination site and bolster search results to provide better information on where to find a vaccine for COVID-19. The company plans to expand the initiative nationally. Google said it will donate $150 million to help with vaccine education and reaching underserved communities. President Biden plans to replace the government's vehicle fleet with electric vehicles assembled in the United States. He announced the plan when signing a new Buy American executive order. The government is a major purchaser of vehicles. However, replacing such a fleet with EVs assembled domestically will be costly and take some time. Okay, so last year, Americans consumed more than 6 billion avocados, leaving behind tons of those inedible pits that turn into food waste. Now there's a company in Mexico. It's called Bioface. It is converting about 130 tons of avocado seeds a month into forks, knives, spoons, and straws. Very cool. And a new restaurant in Indianapolis is pulling in some big crowds. News 8's Dan Klein reports some people are waiting in line for 2 hours for these burgers and other stuff.
The line stretches several blocks round the clock on 16th Street.
I got in line about 2:16.
And it is now
4:42. Yes, I've been in line that long.
That's right, 2.5 hours for a couple of cheeseburgers and chili cheese fries. It's Daquan Guest's second time here.
It's worth it. It's worth every bit of it.
Customer after customer waiting their turn. Anthony Brown is the very last car in line. More than 40 back, just a few feet away from the Tibbs stoplight. I think that line's about 2.5 hours long.
Really? I don't know if it's that worth it like that or not, but hey, I'll give it a shot, I guess.
Plenty of quality time with his son ahead. His order?
I have no clue.
Well, he's got time for that, too. More than an hour in front of him?
I'm here, almost.
Amelia Hymas has her eyes set on a bacon cheeseburger. If someone says, I think you're crazy for waiting 2 hours for a hamburger, what would you say?
Where else can we go right now? It's like COVID.
The line of cars and the good reviews online catching her eye. But it won't be until she takes a bite that she'll know for sure.
I don't, but my heart tells me like it's good. I'm actually looking at something else to order because this long wait, I think I'll just eat it tomorrow.
California Burger opened on New Year's. Ever since, day or night, it seems to be packed, spilling traffic into the road. Food all cooked to order, never frozen. Co-owner Bashar Hugues, just 28 years old, moved here from California 3 months ago to rejoin his brother and open the restaurant. When he first saw the empty storefront,
this has potential, this has a chance, and we took the chance, and we're forever grateful that we did. Like I said, the response that we've gotten from everybody is amazing.
I made it.
Deshaun Edwards finally ready to order. Will it be worth it?
I hope so.
With 2 hours to think about things, the best advice?
Make sure you have gas in your car.
Get here early. Get here early because you're going to wait. You're going to wait.
And from Guest, the seasoned veteran customer.
Now, everybody's coming to it, but it's worth it. It's worth every bit of it.
I'm Dan Klein for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook.
Now I'm incredibly curious. So we maybe wait till the lines die down a bit. I don't know. But I will certainly be making the trip out there to check out what all the buzz is about. All right, let's get to sports news now. General Manager Chris Ballard has some tough decisions to make about the quarterback position, of course. Fans are wondering what is next for the Horseshoe after Phillip Rivers decided to retire. So the team signed him to a one-year deal last year, and that might be the best bet for the Colts, considering they have the 21st pick in the draft. Ballard says he understands the importance of building through the draft, but doing so at quarterback isn't as easy as it sounds.
Just all of you go back and look at first-round quarterbacks drafted over the last 10 years. It is not an exact, everybody just thinks you take one and you're going to fix the problem.
According to Ballard, this decision could be a make-or-break moment for the Colts next season. Okay, and you're not going to see the traditional number of new high-priced Super Bowl commercials this year. Budweiser, Coca-Cola, and Pepsi are skipping out on making the ads. Instead, they're going to donate the money that would have been used on that to COVID vaccine awareness. One commercial spot for the game is around $5.6 million. 4 minutes of ads will air for the other brands under Anheuser-Busch, including Bud Light and Michelob Ultra. And remember, our team is on top of Tampa's Super Bowl. Sports director Anthony Calhoun is traveling to Florida. He'll have live reports starting Sunday with some behind-the-scenes access. Star forward Domantas Sabonis, Pacers star forward that is, will undergo an MRI after an injury in last night's game against the Toronto Raptors. Sabonis banged knees with Kyle Lowry in the first quarter. He was officially ruled out with a knee contusion, didn't return. ESPN is reporting x-rays didn't show any structural damage, so that's some good news. Pacers were able to get the win without Sabonis, 129-114. And finally, a Wish TV exclusive coming for you tonight. Be sure to watch News 8 tonight for a one-on-one interview with the daughter of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Our Alexis Rogers spoke with Dr. Bernice King about the civil rights movement and the insurrection at the U.S. Capitol earlier this month.
You know, the seeds of violence that we have sown consistently as a country, it's like the harvest is happening right before our very eyes. My father used to say that America was the greatest purveyor of violence. And we were founded in violence. And so we've got to come face to face with that and whether or not we want to kind of turn and shift in another direction as a nation.
This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
The News 8 Daily 8 is sponsored by LCS Heating and Cooling.
Be sure to like and subscribe to this podcast.
The News 8 Daily 8 with Kylie Conway. And be sure to discover even more great podcasts now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.